Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about Chris Smith. Now, this is a player that the Pistons recently picked up. He's an undrafted free agent. We picked him up and put him on a two-way contract, so he's going to be competing with us. And I basically want to give you guys the pluses, the minuses about Smith as a player and everything that I know about Smith. Now, Smith, he went to UCLA. Shouts out to Johnny Juzang. He decided to go back to college. He was another player in this draft who I thought had some good upside, but back to Smith. Smith this year, he played at UCLA, and in the short time that he did play, he had a successful season. Now, I'm going to put the image on the screen right now. This is the stats for him. So he averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, and shot 50% from the three-point line. He's 6'5", 215 pounds. Now, before I get into the positives, I do want to say quickly here that he did have an injury in college. That's the reason why he only played 8 games. He tore his ACL. That is why he went undrafted. That is why he wasn't selected in the second round. It's because he had an injury that completely derailed his season, and that ACL made him go undrafted. And teams in the second round, they didn't want to take a shot on him. So let's get into the positive. So the first thing that's a positive for him is that I feel like he is a good shooter. He is someone, even for his size, he's someone you can get on off-ball screens, coming off screens, catch and shoot shots, knocking down three-pointers. I feel like that'll be a pretty good role for him, especially playing with Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham in the future. I also feel like his size, being 6'9", 215 pounds, with his above average athleticism, he also is an average defender right now, and I feel like he's a dude with defensive potential. So 6'9", above average athleticism, has good length to him, and he's young. Coming in with the coaches of John Beilein and Dwayne Casey, 2 developmental coaches, I feel like he's someone who can improve on defense as well. He's someone with defensive upside and defensive potential. And then my last point that I wanted to mention is that he can score the ball inside as well. Sometimes he may put people in the post occasionally, but overall, in terms of inside scoring, driving me to the hole, making layups, I feel like you can mention that as a positive to his game. So as a player, the positives to him is that he has defensive potential / defensive upside there. He's a good shooter, and he is someone who can score the ball inside at times. And let's get into the negative portion of the video. So again, I want to mention it. He had an injury in college that is concerning, because this is the first season where he really got going. Like the past 2 seasons in college, he didn't really get a chance to really get his feet wet. But this year in college, in the short 8 games that he played, he was balling out. He was really showing that he deserved to be a second round talent, but then that injury derailed him, and now we don't know what type of player he is right now. We hope that he can get back to that level that he was at while he was in college and continue to grow and develop, but that injury really did screw him up, man. So that is a negative to him. He had an injury in college. I hope he's still the same player that he was, but we just don't know. And then my next negative to him is just overall consistency. He is someone who was an inconsistent player in college. And I'm talking about every aspect to his game. Like there were some nights where he would be good on defense. He would be locking up some players. And then there were other nights where I was looking at him and I was like, how is he getting torched when this guy's not even as good as you, man? So he has some defensive inconsistency. He has some offensive scoring inconsistencies. He needs to get better with shooting mid-range shots. He needs to get better in terms of finishing the basketball at the hole. Just overall consistency is something that he needs to work on. And then the next point that I wanted to mention is that he is probably a guy who's going to need some years in the G League to develop. I know some fans don't really want to hear that, but it's true. This is another guy who I don't know if he can necessarily come in and immediately have a big impact. He has potential to come in and make an impact, but he's probably going to be a guy, if we keep him long-term on the Pistons, he's going to probably spend this next season in the G League. So yeah, man, to wrap up this video, and also I wanted to mention one more positive to him about this game that I forgot to mention earlier. A positive to his game is playmaking. From the short tape, again, 8 games this season, from the 8 games that he played in, he was an above average playmaker, and he's someone with playmaking potential, which is nice to have coming off of the Pistons bench if he stays on the Pistons long term and develops in the future with the guys we got coming off the bench. When we have a Frank Jackson, when we have a Hamidou Diallo, having a small forward who can pass the ball is a plus there as well. So again, to wrap up this video, Smith is a guy who may or may not make the roster. I'm curious to see how he plays in the G League, because the G League will be a big determining factor to whether or not he will be with the Pistons long term. If he plays well in the G League, we're going to keep him. If he doesn't play well in the G League, we'll see what the Pistons decide to do. I'm hoping for the best for him. I hope that he plays decent enough in the summer league so that he can get put on the G League roster and he can develop there for this next season. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Chris Smith. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 2K, and I'm out.